All right, we move on now. How do you top that? Man, what a rough year to be another quarterback in the draft class.
This ain't another quarterback coming up. I can tell you that.
It's more than just another quarterback.
Yeah.
So this quarterback,
right,
also in a tier by himself.
Yes, he is.
He is your number 2 quarterback, but the headline, number 1 in other years.
That's right.
Your number 2 quarterback of 2024 is?
Jayden Daniels, LSU slam dunk. I mean, it's
slam
number
dunk.
2. Slam dunk. Number 2, Washington Commanders run to the podium as soon as Caleb Williams gets handed into Chicago, right? Run to the podium. Special player. Special. Like I said, in years maybe where it's not C.J. Stroud or Caleb Williams or Patrick Mahomes, or Josh Allen, who I love, right? And it might have been close, actually, between them. If I was going to be fair about what I thought about Josh Allen, he wasn't, like, as slam dunk as maybe some of the other guys, right? Because he was at Wyoming, and it was raw and all that. But I think in a lot of years, Jayden Daniels is clearly the number 1 pick in the draft. Right? He's just coming along at a year where I just, again, you heard all the things I just said about the other guy, right? All right. I mean, let's first off, machine throwing the football. A machine. That's the one thing I've been blown away by all these guys, but especially Jayden Williams, mechanically flawless. Jayden Daniels. I keep calling him Williams. Sorry, I'm still on that. Jayden Daniels is mechanically flawless throwing the football, right? I mean, that's the one thing I just was amazed by, is that he can replicate, because he's got good mechanics, and this is where it's important, he can replicate his mechanics throw after throw after throw after throw. That's how you become a machine, right? You can't just go, well, today I'm going to do it this way, and tomorrow I'm going to do it that way. Some quarterbacks just go out there and feel it every day. No, it's not going to happen for success. So the arm is really good. I'm not going to say it's great. I'm not going to say it's like elite of the Mahomes or Caleb Williams, right? This is where he's number 2 a little bit, is the running is elite. It's out of this world, right? He's going to come into the NFL and arguably be the second best running quarterback in football right off the bat, because I'm still going to give Justin Fields number 1 right now in the prime of his career. He's going to challenge Lamar as the number 2 best running quarterback in football, though, right? He runs like an elite NFL wide receiver when he breaks the pocket, right? His throwing, like you heard me say, is really damn good. He's got great control of the football. He's got a nice, tight, natural fluid motion. His body is almost always lined up appropriately, right? So therefore, it allows him to throw spirals. He can spin the ball. He can push the ball down the field. And like Caleb Williams, Jayden Daniels, and I'm big into this, and I probably should have said this, does not need space to throw the football, right? You're going to a bad team more than likely at the top of the draft. You're not going to be able to go like, oh, let me stretch out in this big pocket and take my time and have these big, relaxed, throwing motion. No, you're going to have people in your face. You're going to have to throw off your back foot. You're going to have to not be able to step into throws with people all around you and still hit the bullseye. Jayden Daniels can do that all day long, let alone he's big and tall, so he can kind of see over people and he can throw over people a little bit. He's got a little bit of a 3-quarter release, right? But not to where it concerns me or anything like that. So all of that is, out of this world good. It really is. And I think I was amazed by the consistency of his throwing. Now, his throwing is not Caleb Williams. I just want to make sure that's clear. But it's not the same as in, yes, I don't think he's quite as accurate or as talented as a thrower, right? He definitely doesn't have, the different arm angles like Caleb Williams has. If there's a thing you would miss in his throwing game, you'd go, I wish Jayden would throw a sidearm throw here or there every now and then, right? All right, so that would be one thing. At times, he can lean on his front foot a little bit and throw the ball a little low when he's driving the ball. It's still complete, but you go, the guy, had to catch it at his knees and he should have hit him in the chest, right? But these are nitpicky things, and it doesn't happen consistently. He can sometimes maybe lean a little bit when he throws to his backside and he gets his back arched and he'll fall out of the throw a little. That can happen a little bit, but again, not at a rate to where I look at it concerning, and at a rate where I look at him throw the ball and he makes a lot of NFL throws, right? They throw the ball outside the numbers. They throw the ball down the field. He hits the bullseye and throws some rockets out there on a consistent basis. So again, I'm just nitpicking on some of those mechanical things. So all of that is damn good. All of that. Now, where he's just not Caleb Williams, he can't go through reads quite the same level of quickness, right? I think because of his running, he is a hair more quick to pull the trigger on, let me get out of the pocket.
So let me do that.
Yeah,
so looking to run instead of throw is one of the concerns with him. He threw an FBS low 20% of the time when he was flush from the pocket.
Yes.
The NFL average is 57. He's great at it.
Yes.
He's elite at it.
Exactly.
Versus Florida, he was the first player ever in college football to go 350 through the air and 200 on the ground.
That's insane.
So, of course, if anyone you want to be run first or run more than most quarterbacks is Jayden Daniels. But is it a concern that he looks to do that too quickly?
It's a thing you look at and go, ooh, he's just got to get a little bit better at it. It's a thing you look at and go, wait, I still want him to run and have that playmaking ability because it's special, right? But we got to practice some better habits about staying in the pocket, because there are a few times where you go, well, yeah, he ran for 5, but damn, he should have stood in the pocket, and number 3 was going to be open for a 25-yard in cut, right? So that's where, hey, the coaching, the NFL life, he's going to start to realize, like, oh, wait, first off, I don't need to get out of the pocket here, right? I'm okay. I just got to slide up a little, right? Second of all, why subject myself to getting outside the pocket and maybe taking big hits? Third of all, still the most successful way to move the football is make a big-time throw within the pocket or get out of the pocket, set up, and make a throw like we talk about all the time, right? And, yes, so there's some of that, right? He's quick to go, maybe, and I don't want to say it's just one, right? Because he doesn't do that. This dude is a quarterback. He really is. All right. But he's not like where Caleb would be like, okay, 1's not open. All right, wait, the pocket's good. Let me hang in there. All right, 2's not open, right? Oh, wait, I got some people in my face. Let me just slide. Oh, there's 3. Boom, ham, strike, right? Jayden might be, oh, 1's not open. Wait, 2's not open. All right, I'm out. I'm going. Oh, I saw a lane. I'm going to try to go through there and do that, right? And then there's a few of those where you just go, just stay there. Here comes neighbors across. You're going to hit them for a big gain, right? So but again, that's nitpicky, and that's coachable stuff that I don't worry about. And like we always talk about too, like where if we're going to say Caleb Williams had to deal with a team around him and he knew he had to carry the squad a little bit, this has been his thing his whole life. He's always gone, well, damn, when somebody's not open, I just run around the corner for 60 yards, right? Which he should. So that's got to be, smoothed out, just perfected a little bit. But again, and not at a capacity where I go, this guy's just looking to run all the time. He doesn't even want to go through the reads. It's not that. The dude is a quarterback. He wants to stay in the pocket and make the right throws. He's just got a little bit of a quicker, gauge of like, let me get out and run because I'm special in that department.
Yeah, looking at a lot of his big-time throws on PFF, they separate the big-time throw, and they're impressed. They're super impressive to watch. But a lot of them did come on a similar pass concept.
Exactly
It's like outside receiver runs like a little hook. The inside receiver runs like a corner
slot fade.
Slot fade.
The slot fade.
And it was like he hit that a bunch of times, but then you do wonder. It's like, all right, what was the variety of throws? Because over the middle, he did not do that much.
No,
Through between,
that's where it's not even in the same class as Caleb Williams, who goes all over the field with a lot of different plays and reads and thoughts and things like that. Yes, Jayden Daniels, the way they ran the offense was a little simpler that way. I'm glad you're leading me here, this, because this is a good point to get into.
I think we have his passing chart here. So he threw over the intermediate part of the field, and between the numbers, only on like 9% of his dropbacks. That was 163rd out of 196 qualifying quarterbacks.
Yeah.
And that is huge, like 49ers, and like a lot of the best offenses work in the middle of the field really, really successfully. He did not do that much in college.
But I don't have any doubt that he can, right? I do think, hey, listen, they're really good. It was a good, safe way to play the way they kind of did it. Hey, let's throw it outside to our receivers. And like we always talk about, it's kind of like sometimes like it's actually easier for the quarterback to see the field spread out instead of trying to like, oh, wait, there's 7 guys in the middle of the field. Let me find a little window to get the ball in there. Oh, if somebody tips it, it's going to be intercepted. But, right? So, hey, throw the ball down the field outside the numbers. It, a lot of the times, like, clears the picture up. A lot of times it ends up being kind of a one-on-one type of thing. Throws the slot fade a lot. Throws a beautiful deep ball. He does. Now, he had the luxury of having some super freaks around him.
Well, that's what I
right
too.
And
yeah,
I would go like, he makes some throws where he gets a 50-yard completion, and I go, if Caleb Williams had that throw, it's not getting complete, right? It's not happening. But he's got 2 guys that are going to be drafted in the top 15 of the draft, so he has a little bit of that. Let alone, here comes a shallow crosser with one of these freaks. I throw it 5 yards and he runs 70, right? So those are things where don't look at stats, because that's not fair, right? If you're going to compare that to that. But, again, I think the reading, getting more comfortable, his ability to control the ball and throw the ball into tight windows gives me no issues about him being able to throw the ball over the middle in the NFL more, right? I don't know why they played this way. I don't really know. But I saw enough throws over the middle to go, he can do it, and he can hit the bullseye, and I'm not worried about it.
I did see a tweet from someone that, because his final season of college was compared with Lamar Jackson's final season. It's like Jayden Daniels blows Lamar Jackson away, but it's like, yeah, Jayden Daniels had Neighbors, had Thomas Jr., who's freaky fast. At Arizona State, had Brandon Ayuk,
right.
Ricky Pearsall, Rashad White. He has had talent around him.
Beasts, right.
So that does make you look better. Clearly,
yeah.
right? He didn't have to do it. It wasn't a one-man show, kind of like Caleb Williams.
No.
So you do wonder, how do you separate those?
Right.
Was life a lot easier for him? But you don't think it's, not enough to knock him down
not
for you.
enough of that. There's still too much quality and too many good plays and reads and decisions and throws to just, to chalk it up to that. And hey, let's be real about this a little bit. I mean, Joe Burrow, who had better talent than him in college football?
Yeah.
I mean, right?
Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, and Jamar Chase on the same fucking team. Yeah. I mean, that's insane, right? I mean, like with Clyde Edwards-Helaire at running back, who was a first-round pick, right? So, again, it's about the throws, the decisions, what's there to be had. Yeah, some of those throws are things like, okay, yeah, he got away with something maybe somebody else wouldn't or whatever else, but still there's too many other really high-end quality ones that are special that way, right?
Shane Duda, real quick, while you look over your notes here and try to gather your thoughts.
Right.
Shane Duda says, hey, Chris, been a homie since BR and respect your quarterback opinions over anyone. With you clearly having Daniels over May, I can't believe you let the cat out of the bag so soon on that. Clearly having Daniels over May, does size concern you at all? As a Commanders fan, I don't know if I'm ready for another slighter frame running quarterback, RG3, who puts himself in danger over the big, strong, prototypical guy.
Yeah, there's a little concern there. That's another thing. Look, I know he weighed in at, I think above 210 or 210, right? I would think realistically he was probably like
6'4", 210.
I would think during the year he was probably like 202, something like that. There's definitely some plays where, again, he gets ragdolled a little bit. Right. So you got to be, you're going to have to stay on him. Hey, get down. Hey, don't take this shot. Hey, the extra 3 yards aren't worth it. Just slide here. Right. There's those concerns. But, as far as in the pocket and playing in the pocket, he plays big in the pocket. He plays big. He's not running because he's scared to get hit. He has plenty of throws where he stands there, looks down the barrel of the gun and makes a big throw and takes a big shot. Right. So all of that's there. And we got no injury history as it is right now. So, again, I think it's just one of those things where, you look at it, you want him to be better at it, right? But it's not something you look at a film or like I did with Bryce Young and go, oh, there's a problem here. This could be scary in some ways, right? I don't feel that way at all.
It was in November that Jayden Daniels was basically considered a borderline first-round pick. I think we have his mock draft stock report here, too. Currently, he's DraftKings' favorite to be the third overall pick, so this is how he is shot up there once people started hearing that Chris Simms might like Jayden Daniels here. But it was still like basically, it was round 2 back in November. It was basically number 5, maybe 3, and now you have him at 2. Did you get any feeling? You talk to a lot of NFL people, probably. Like, are you out of line? You hear Drake May as the number 2 guy from a lot of other places we have for a long time.
Nobody tells me shit with this stuff yet, right? Just to stop you there.
Yeah.
Right? I had some GMs that asked me, who would you take? Who would that, right?
Yeah.
I didn't, when I said, I was pretty clear to everybody last week, Caleb 1, Jayden Daniels 2. I didn't have any of my football friends go, what? Are you kidding me? Jayden Daniels 2? Right? I didn't get the sense that I was surprising anybody that knew that. I don't know. Again, like I've told you, I got to put myself out there, right? And then next week, this weekend, I'll have conversations with people because now people are going to go, oh, yeah, he's seen it, he's watched it, he's put himself out there a little bit. He's not just going to try to take what I say and run and now do it at his own evaluation and use my knowledge, right? So this is where usually the jump-off point comes for I'll get some text from some people today. Oh, I saw your rankings. Hey, what'd you think of this guy? Hey, what'd you think of that? And I'll start to go from there, right? But I don't think there's there's no doubt in my mind.
If you had the number 2 pick in the draft, if you were the GM of the Washington Commanders,
I'm there. I am there.
Well, they could change their name. They have new ownership here.
You never know, right? But yeah, I'm there. I'm definitely there, and he is number 2. And like I said, I feel like he is got a lot of things that are kind of can't miss about this whole thing.
Number 1 in other years.
Exactly right. You like him to get a little thicker and bigger, certainly. Like we talked about, I like them to be a little more patient in the pocket, right? But again, I'm telling you, the guy that we're talking and comparing him to is like the most patient in the pocket quarterback I've ever seen in college football history. That's how awesome he is in the pocket. It's special. I can't emphasize that enough. So watching him compared to him sometimes is not fair in that area because it's like, that guy's elite there. Right? This guy's good at here, right? We wish he could get better, right? Here's he's elusive, as you know. The speed's real. Now, where I'll say, too, he's not as quick as Caleb Williams. Nobody makes people miss with coming free, dodging a blitzer, doing all that.
He does have a high sack rate. It was like 8.5% sack rate.
Because usually if they get your hand on him, he went down.
Interesting.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's where he's different than Caleb. Caleb's got unreal change of direction ability. That's not Jayden Daniels. He's receiver slashy guy, right? Guy that just puts his foot in the ground and goes, boom, I'm going that way for 60 yards, right? It's not like, let me break down and I'll break your ankles and, I'll run through arm tackles. That's not who he is that way, right? Throws great spirals, can throw 20-yard out routes like it's nothing. There's no doubt about that. Throwing on the run is good, especially to his right side. His left side needs a little work, again, but not on the same level of one of the best I've ever seen that in Caleb Williams, right? It's out of this world good. But super talented, really good thrower, quick release, great presence in the pocket, big-time elite runner, and my only issues with is sometimes you heard the mechanics. The arm can be a little bit of he's got a really flexible arm, which is a great thing. But sometimes when you have an arm, I had this problem. You don't use your body the right way sometimes, right? You just go, well, damn, my arm's like a slingshot. I could just throw it like that, right? A little bit. But again, we're nitpicking like I was with the other stuff. It's not where I sit there and go, ooh, I'm just not sure because of that. Jayden Daniels is damn good, and he's got some elite traits, and he is a big-time starting NFL quarterback. Yo, homies, what's up? I know it's the offseason, but it's never the offseason on Chris Simms Unbuttoned. Me and Ahmed Fareed are going to be here for it all. We got free agency. We're going to break it all down. The draft, the rankings of positions. Of course, we're going to unpack it all. Hit subscribe, get to my free agency reactions, 2024 draft rankings, and more. Thanks again for watching. Peace out, homies. See you soon.